we're now going to get some questions from some match-going fans. So let's hear our first one.
Yeah, my question from Darren Bent is who should be Arsenal starting right back, Ben White or Timber?
Oh, cheers. Thanks for that one. I love Ben White, and I don't think he's done a lot wrong to White not being in the side, but just seeing Timber come back this season fresh, the one-to-one defending, comfortable in possession when he steps into midfield. I'm going to have to go with Timber, and maybe that's because he's right there with me, but I love Ben White, and I think he has been exceptional for Arsenal. But I sense something with Timber where he's a little bit special. Doesn't care who's up against, even though he's not the biggest, will compete, he's strong, could be a little bit aggressive if he needs to be, a little bit naughty. I think moving forward, probably Timber.
Interesting. So let's have the second question.
My question for Darren Bent is, does Raheem Sterling take Martinelli's spot a month or two in already, or does Martinelli keep his spot at Arsenal as left winger?
Do you know what? I'll let Clive answer this one.
I was going to throw it to Clive anyway.
Raheem Sterling seems very happy to be at Arsenal. I watched him warm up. He'd warmed up from minute 1 to minute 90. And so he seems very keen to be part of it. But I think Martinelli, what he does on and off the ball, I think he's refinding himself. And for me, we should be investing in him, making sure he's healthy by getting him off the pitch when we need to. But for me, he's the future. And so it's still Martinelli for me.
Nice. And then our final question.
My question for the lovely paddle is, if Arsenal don't win a major trophy this season, should Arteta go?
Behave. Oh, please.
You got the best one.
Yeah, I got the best one. I got the easiest one, to be fair, because, you know. No, of course he won't go. He won't go. You want to win trophies because it also validates everything that you've done so well in the last 2.5 years, 3 years. But I think Arsenal know who they are against, especially in City, certainly domestically, and then the other big clubs in Europe. It's not easy. You've only won winners over 38 games, or over Champions League that could be 15, 17 games this season, depending. But I think I always say it, for me the most important as a manager is 3 things, and that's how you judge a manager. First one is the style of your team, and I think for that we can all say that there's just no debate over Arteta and what he's doing with his team, incredible. If you improve your players individually, Darren has already talked about that, and then it's the trophies. But if you have already 2 out of the 3, it's great, because the trophies is the hardest one to beat, because again, there's only one team that wins the Premier League, one team that wins the Champions League. So the progression is there individually, collectively, as a club too. Overall, the image of the club, the message coming from the club, the relationship with the fans, between the clubs and the fans, between the team and the fan, how the fans can identify themselves with this team now, which was not the case 5 or 6 years ago, or 10 years ago even anymore. So all that work that the whole club does from bottom to the top is wonderful to see, and a title will give so much more credit to it. I understand that, and I don't want the fans to be impatient or too disappointed. But I think there's more as well outside just winning trophies, and eventually the trophies will come anyway, whether it's at the end of this season, the following season. Pep won't be at City forever. We don't know what will happen to the charges to City, for example. So the future is still bright, but I know Arsenal fans want to win. So let's hope that there's something at the end of the season, whatever that is. But I don't think that would mean that Arteta needs to go as a failure.